Going on, Legion Luda here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds. Welcome to our Daily Gaming XP Grind episode 141. So, I'm going to take a second here just to go over that we did accomplish 1 million rune crafting XP. Huge milestone for us. Right now, we're actually at our base in the Fractured Plains, which unfortunately takes a little while to load in. And fortunately for you, we've actually been here for a minute. So let's get into what we're going to be doing. We've already been repurposing lodestones for dwarberries and onions. We actually also behind the scenes ran around, killed a bunch of things, so we got a little bit of XP in attack styles. And the reason I'm here is basically to get rid of lodestones that are extra and repurpose them, as well as I'm already here right now. So what I'd really like to do is once I actually finish loading in, get rid of some of this stuff that is not really necessary, in hopes that when I load into the surrounding areas, basically it just doesn't take as long to load in. This is something that really should have been done a long time ago, and it's not going to make a huge difference though, right? There's certain things I'm not willing to get rid of. And obviously I've already went over this quite a bit of times, but let's see. All that stuff sort of falling in the sky. What is here? Just a bunch of stone. So a bunch of nothing. We can get rid of this, even though I don't like to. Actually, I want to keep that there. It keeps it so that way the pyramid has a better angle and a better view. So we've got a bunch of logs here. Really don't want to pick all those up because, as you can see now, our inventory is completely full. So that's actually not a good thing. I guess what I could do is actually make a chest, which is not really what I'm trying to do, right? That's actually going to make the load-in worse. So let's see. It's horrible. Try to do something good, and just sort of that happened. So I was trying to get a little bit of resources while I was here to make it more worth it, but it's like my inventory is already full. Look how inefficient magic is. I know it's in the early stages. Here's a bronze shield. Here's our Titanic. So there's a lot of different things I'm not willing to get rid of. Cartman's house. We've got our Japanese temple, our Golden Gate Bridge, which is really a big deal for me. I love the Golden Gate Bridge. It took so long to build. We've got our roller coaster, which is honestly an incomplete project, but it took so long to build. There's no way I can part with it. So maybe one day I'll finish it. Highly doubtful, as it's completely useless. So so many dwarberries that I really wish I could pick up, but now I did pick them up, and look what I've done. I can't move, so that's not great. Looks like I made it out. We've got our Guru Casino, which is really cool. But now we're just dragging. But I think I can actually get rid of this farm I was going to be working on. And really the reason I would get rid of it is it's completely useless. But it's not time for that. And I'm probably going to die here. I'm getting annihilated by all these different creatures. This is absolutely crazy. And this bird is going to be the worst. Okay, we've got one wolf left. And we're getting shot by an archer. I can't believe I died. Now we're going to have to wait for the load-in just to get all my stuff back. That's absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe that happened. It's just too much. My inventory was full. It was just ridiculous. So let's see. My bot is going to be over here. And now we're going to have to wait for the load-in again. So that's really unfortunate. But while we're waiting, we could take a look over here. Let's see. I can't even really click on it. It's too much. So we can delete this one. There's nothing in it. And what's in this one? A little bit of stone. So we can delete that one too. Now, the only problem is picking up all this stuff. Right? So this is terrible. So we're just going to have to sit here and wait. But I guess while we do this, we can look at other stuff. So we've got the Back to the Future clock tower up there. We did get rid of our waterfall creature thing. That was really cool, actually. We've got a couple different things built over there. Ultimately, I don't think there's much more I can get rid of. Maybe the wall back there against there. But I kind of like that. But if I got rid of the wall, it might help a little bit with loading. But these are the big things. These things have so many resources inside of them, and that's actually what's slowing down our loading process. So I don't really think there's much we can do in a way of fixing it, or these bronze shields. But basically, I'm gonna have to drop some of this stuff because I can't come back. Like I can't come back for two things with how long it takes to load in. So I'm gonna have to decide what I want to take out my inventory and things like that because it's just way too much. And now we've got a real problem because I didn't grab all my stuff, and now we're gonna get hit. So I don't want to die again, as I don't want to have to wait for the load in. So this is unfortunate because ultimately we can get rid of all this really quick while we're here. This was going to be a massive farm, and ultimately it's a terrible idea, right? Because this is not the place to do it. This is a bad place because of how long it takes to load in. I don't know why I wasn't considering that, but this maybe will help a little bit with loading. Things I will keep over here though is my what's this? A space needle. That's right. But I love it. Look at it. It's so awesome. But and especially behind the Golden Gate Bridge, I feel like it really adds an aesthetic, and it's really cool. I've just got to delete all this stuff really quick, which is not necessarily something that is just like one and done. It just takes a little bit of time. I wonder how long that guy's been glitched, just sort of stuck in there forever. So lots of logs on the ground now. This is terrible. The button that's supposed to delete stuff, I forget. I actually had a button that was used to delete, a keyboard button, because of how often I deleted stuff. And I'll tell you, using the middle button on the mouse is really hard on the wrist. I have carpal tunnels, and it's not fun. That's for sure. It actually hurts quite a bit. I could feel the pressure from the constant clicking to get these things going. Maybe this probably gave people carpal tunnels, actually. For anybody who didn't have it, now they do. Because it's so terrible. Now all that fell. That's wonderful. Look at that Space Needle. Some of the projects I've done I'm really, really, really happy with. But now we've got someone attacking us. God, can't we just get a break? Can't we just do what we need to do and not have people basically messing with us all the time? Oh, and I'm out of arrows. How could I allow this to happen? This is absolutely crazy. Well, we're going to be getting a little bit of XP though, so that's quite nice. And then we're going to delete the rest of this, and then we are going to head out. We're just here trying to eliminate some of this stuff because ultimately it slows it down reloading in these areas, which it probably won't make the world of difference, but I thought it was important to start really understanding that if it changes it, like there's strawberries out here, and we need those for cooking. So I was trying to find a way to basically make it a little bit easier to navigate in these areas when I do load in. Sometimes I get weird lag in really interesting areas that absolutely make no sense. So we're just trying to progress, and that means getting rid of a lot of just different things that we don't use. So let's try to find a lodestone. And there might not be one here, so we're probably going to have to actually build one just to get out of here. There we go. I guess we'll take a little bit of these logs with us, even though we don't want them. So let's go back here, and then we'll put our logs and everything else away that we've sort of collected over the course of that time. Quite a bit of stuff, really. Let's see. A couple of the things that we can actually put in here, and then some of it we cannot. So I'm not sure. Behind the scenes, we actually killed the warband. They attacked our base, so that's taken care of. Let's go ahead and I guess we'll put some of this stuff in here. And I'm sure that I know I talked about how I'm not quite done rune crafting because I'm going to have to gather new rune essence to basically make new runes as they come to the game. But I'm not sure about that anymore, actually, because as I collect chests and things like that, I'm going to be actually getting essence. So we're going to have to wait and see what that's ultimately going to look like. But here we are. We're now back to grinding, skilling, collecting resources. I thought it was really important to actually do what I just did in the long run. And I guess I could have done it behind the scenes, but I didn't. I chose not to. So I've actually been doing quite a bit behind the scenes and just started to start running the camera because well, obviously I'm trying to make content for you guys to watch. So here we go. We just gathered all that different stuff, and now we're gonna go see if we already grabbed these two, which we may or may not have. I know we grabbed one of them. I guess we grabbed both. So interesting. I guess we'll kill some of these terrorbirds, even though I'm not really necessarily super interested in doing that. But obviously, we do net XP in these different skills, so it's overall just going to benefit us in the long run. It's just I want more creatures, and I know I'm going to get them in Fell Hollow, but Fell Hollow seems like it's an eternity away, even though it's really not, and it's going to be here rather shortly. See, here's a chest right here. You got a little bit of rune essence and got some other stuff that we really don't need. Let's see if we could repurpose this, because honestly, we don't need this here. We've got like 4 of these in this area, so it's sort of a waste. Maybe we could put it right here. There actually seems to be quite a bit of different things right here, so it actually becomes beneficial. And then we've got this one, which we can repurpose after we actually collect these couple things, because I think there's another one right over there. Yeah, so that's actually the one there. We don't actually want to touch that one. It's just going to have to be a little bit of a memory thing, understanding that we don't, we could just sort of grab these couple things and then use the other lodestone. Let's see, what else have we got? We got these dwellberries in the corner. It's going to be quite a journey just collecting all the dwellberries and onions every single time, that's for sure. But that's pretty much what it comes down to. We decided to get rune crafting knocked out of the way, and that's really going to be limiting what we can actually work on when we play, and we understood that when we did it. But it gave us the opportunity to really focus on attack, magic, ranged, and attack, magic, ranged, and cooking, which are basically the last skills we've got left. I really didn't want to fight that guy, but I guess he doesn't care. Alright, let's go. So we've got like 4 lodestones here. I don't think I need all of them, but this one does give me 3 onions, 4 onions, 5 onions. Wonder if it's worth keeping. 6 onions, that's crazy. So I wonder if I should keep it for 6 onions. Is it worth it? I suppose we can keep it. It's not the end of the world. Let's see what else we can sort of adjust. I mean, you've got a million lodestones in here. We could repurpose some of these, or potentially even just get rid of some of them. This one, I don't even think... I mean, it gets me close to here, but it's not like I need more lodestones. And I think this puts me too close to everything I've built. So that's not even going to work. What we got going on here? Looking out there, I don't really see a lot of dwellberries. And I can't even load in because I'm still too close. So it's unfortunate. This one's actually directly in the area. Let's see, I'm not going to destroy my gas station or my car. Quite a bit of dwellberries right here, though. See, this would have been a really good area. What we got going on here? Well, we've got something else built here, so we can't load in here either. So there's just lots of different things we could actually eliminate to avoid the slow load in. But I'm not going to do it because they're all things that I actually quite like. I don't think we even need 2 lodestones here. I think it's absurd, and we're going to get rid of one. Even though it puts us close to this essence, we no longer really need the essence that we once did. So it's going to be interesting to having to repurpose so much stuff in the game. It's going to take a lot of time and just be rather interesting, actually. We no longer need this lodestone, so we can actually pull this one up. Some of them I have for sheep and ram, which I won't be touching, because I'm still going to be hunting those at some point again. But once Valhalla comes to the game, I think that we are not going to be doing that really anymore. I think we're going to, I mean, we've got so many resources from those creatures that I think really we're going to be spending a lot more time in the Valhalla areas, which I'm sure everyone is. I guess we can keep this lodestone. We probably don't need as many over here as well. We need to start simplifying things and getting rid of all the stuff that we really don't need. So, look at all those sheep and ram. Even though I'm not going to kill them, I miss the good old days where it was just sheep and ram killing for hours. I mean, that's how I got most of my XP, let's be honest, in my attack styles, was just purely sheep and ram. So, alright, so we got him. And we just got to try to keep repurposing our lodestones. The only problem is we're running out of ones that we can really pull up. That's what's happening. We don't know which ones we should anymore because obviously it gets a little bit tricky. You don't want to pull up, I mean, too many and then be in a situation where you don't have one where you needed one. What's actually quite interesting too is Fractured Plains. I've got all these really cool things built that I don't want to part with, but it makes the game a lot harder to play or be efficient while trying to get cooking up. Not being able to basically go in this entire area right here. That's basically the no-go zone. Actually, it goes all the way from like right here to there to there. So it's a huge chunk of map. It's actually quite crazy what we've done by building so much. So let's go back to our base. I think we're going to work on cooking a little bit. We've got a little bit of time. I think we are going to work on it. I wasn't sure when I wanted to actually do that because obviously I've been saving for quite some time and I wasn't sure when I would be ready to basically start using all my resources that it seems like it's been eternity collecting. But it really hasn't. So I think we're not going to use everything. I think what we're going to do is we're going to use just the dwell berries and the red berries, and I think then that's going to be all we're going to really do. But let's make sure we've got a cooking potion active, and then let's make sure we've got other stuff active as well. There's another thing to consider. Is there a drink that grants you XP? Because if there is, I'm doing it wrong. Because there's the meal, and then there's the drink, right? So we've got the meal, which gives you XP. So is there food that grants you XP? Because if that's the case, we've been doing it wrong the whole time. That's going to really be unfortunate. So I don't actually see anything like that. So I don't think we made a mistake. Let's see. This all food. Okay. So anyway, our cooking potion does not look like it actually went, which is good that we noticed that because that would have been unfortunate. Okay, so let's get started. We can actually make quite a bit of drinks. We're missing the clean water. That's going to be an important part. Let's see. This should be quite a bit of XP as well. I figured I'd need 500 stacks of 99 to actually get... Actually, that's wrong. I need 250 stacks of 90... 200... let's just say... I'd have to make 250 rounds to get to 1,000,000 cooking XP, which is quite a bit of collecting of dwarberries and things like that. But over the course of time, we're going to collect meat from animals and different things like that, so it's not going to be as bad. But you can see here we're getting a significant amount of XP, which is going to be great for cooking. I mean, this is a lot of cooking XP. I'm so used to before when it was just terrible. I bet there's going to be all sorts of other weird things that I can cook along the way too. I've really got to look at all the different options that I've got left. Like this one here. We need cabbage. And we need baked potato. I bet we could make some of those. I know we can make some of these. Actually, a lot. Rat roast and dried red berries. And those. So let's actually go ahead and grab a bunch of random things that we've got lying around. And see what we can actually make. And then that way we can get a little bit more cooking XP. So let's grab all of our random stuff that we sort of got lying around. I know red berries was one on the list. And then these guys here. And then I know eggs was one of the things if I can remember. Let's see. The old brain doesn't want to work. Let's see. Some eggs. These guys here. More red berries. These were one of the items I remember. And then let's see if there was any more in here, in there. Let's check. I think these guys probably were not ones, so I don't know why I grabbed them. I know baked potato, and then these cabbage here. Those are an important ingredient. I probably got more food littered all over the place. That's what happens. It's a constant thing. Unavoidable. Okay, so these are going to be this. How much XP? Not bad. Quite a bit of those. Rather decent XP. Alright, so we've got that. What are these? That's 3 resources. I wonder if it's better XP. Not really. Not really. Okay, so let's go ahead and do these. Steak and eggs, basically. Alright. And I'm sure there's even more we can craft. We're just going to have to look a little bit closer at what we've got going on. Because I know we're really disorganized. The cabbage. Was it cabbage and red berries? I have to go look what the other ingredient for that was. But I'll just put this stuff actually. This needs to go back out. Let's see. What else I can put away? Steak and eggs. I must have ran out of steak, I guess. Let me look. Steak and eggs. And what was the other ingredient for... That's right, baked potatoes, which potatoes are not the funnest thing to collect. We've got quite a bit, though, once we actually get all the stuff put away. Just looking for inventory spots. Get these things a little bit more organized. There we go. Did not do much. So... I think that's pretty much going to do it. I just want to sort of get an inventory here really quick on cooking food, my food. I know I thought I put a bunch more cooked food somewhere, but I can't seem to find it. Let's see. Was it put over here? No, I'm not sure what I did with it. I know I've also got all this, but I don't think that's really going to help us with anything. Those are drinks. Those are probably going to end up being drinks. Those don't seem to have much use for it. Got cabbage, got berries. None of that's probably going to help me. Let's take a look. Yeah, so basically I don't think we have anything that can help us anymore with cooking right now. So I think that's pretty much going to do it. We're going to take a little rest here. And then we're going to do an XP update. And then we're going to send you guys on your way. So we've got 330,000 attack XP, 70,000 ranged XP, woodcutting 1,002,000, construction 2,014,000, runecrafting 1,001,400, magic 125,000, mining 4,252,000, artisan 4,128,000, and cooking 522,036 XP, which is absolutely crazy. We've got a lot of work to do, right? We've got cooking and our attack styles, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to be doing a lot more collecting of dwarberries, onions, different cooking ingredients, working on killing creatures, which is obviously also going to produce more resources for cooking. So we hope you guys are enjoying our content. Hope you guys are enjoying your adventures in RuneScape Dragonwilds and enjoying all this wonderful content that the game has. And until next time, Legion Looter out.